Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another one of my Ascension messages. My name is Bobbie Richardson, and this morning we are going to be playing with some tarot and oracle cards. I do this every Tuesday, and I also do a free chat bar reading at the side there after I've done the general reading. So messages that we got today, or this for this week, excuse my throat. Messages that we got: we are more magical than we have ever allowed ourselves to feel. Take a bow, everyone. You are all beautiful. Go dance, take up space, and know if you are here, your soul wanted to experience this because it wanted to feel what it's like to remember to be magical. Yeah, I got that a few days ago. But this is really the energies at the moment are starting to align us with who we are really authentically at the core of ourselves. And it's actually lifting a lot of ancestral programming that many humans have gone through. So as somebody who's come here to help guide or shift this energy, and a lot of the people that watch for me are those people. This week is really intensely focused on taking up space, making your move, just breaking through that barrier of what humanity's consciousness has been holding in limitation for so long, for eons and eons. It's time to really say, you know what, we're here for a job, we're here to do something, we're here to find peace within ourselves. And we're here to express who we are at the core of ourselves without the limitations pulled over us by our self-doubt and our fear of what other people outside us will think, which is the program that was pulled over humanity to only look outside for validation. This is a week and beyond this, in this month and this next month that's coming, is to do with us really saying, this is why we are here. I'm not going to be shy anymore. I'm going to make a stand. I'm going to take up space. I'm going to do whatever makes me feel happy. And that doesn't mean that you have to do a lot of work. It means that you're just following your soul's drive, and you're trusting that with every ounce of you, instead of your mind and your logical mind of compartmentalizing and trying to rationalize how to fix everything. It cannot be fixed. And the most weirdest things will happen to drive you in on the path that you're supposed to go on. You might have had something that always works in the past, and then you go to attempt it now and it just doesn't work. Why? Because this moment in your life is meant to have branched away from that, to have taken the reins for yourself and to drive yourself forward into something completely different. I haven't even pulled a card. And they're already coming in, right? Hey, Cherie. Hey, Leanne. Hey, Jennifer. Good to see you, Libby. Much love to you too. Yeah, it's a powerful energy at the moment for us to really... Sorry, that card just flew out. So I'll take that one. Really take responsibility. You know what? This card just came out and it's called Personal Guide. And I'm like, here I am talking about ourselves. And then straight up in my head, they're like, yeah, you're your own personal guide. You're your own personal guide. We need to start taking the reins. Yes, we can ask for help. Yes, we can say to, the benevolence that is in higher frequencies that we work with through dreams and through just intuitive nudges and stuff like that. Yes, we can ask them for help, and that's absolute. But in the end, it is you and your connection to your soul that's going to drive you forward. What's the soul? It's your passions, your desires, it's not the mind. It is a fearless energy driven through the love of self. It's what it feels like, and it knows the easiest path for you to take, because the soul works within the energies already residing, and that's because the soul is the energy, and you as the adventurer going on this adventure. It's a hard one to conceive by the logical mind, because the logical mind wants to only see the realness of ourselves as outside of ourselves, and then it tries to plan for what's going to happen outside of us. But we can never predict what's going to happen outside of us. Even the weatherman cannot predict everything that's going to happen, right? Not when we come from outside. When we go into our inner core, then we have the advantage. Then we have the advantage point. Then we are the observer of our reality. Then we're moving and flowing through love of self, moving with the energies of self-acceptance, and knowing that we are allowed to have fun in this world. We're allowed to dip and dive out of playful adventures in this world. Hey Liz, hey Joe, good to see you. Hey Yanaka. Okay, so yeah, let's see what else we've got here that is coming up for these cards. Letting go of urgency. So we really need to stop with this logical mind of feeling like, oh my God, we're not doing enough. And so then I have to do more. And the more action you seem to do, the more you seem to be on a treadmill of never really accomplishing or going anywhere. The crazy thing is, when you start to let go of the logical mind trying to push you forward through fear, through anxiety, when you let go of that monkey mind doing that, the weirdest thing happens. You create this space, and the space is coming from, I just love who I am. And then it's really interesting how the things that you were doing before, you now pick up because you really, truly want to. You're coming from a different perspective. You're coming from a perspective of loving self, and then that feels lighter when you do it. You're no longer stressed, or you're no longer bombarding yourself with lack of energy and all of that. It's an easier ride because you're loving what you're doing. It could be exactly the same thing, but it's coming from a different perspective. It's like if you're sitting on the couch and you have to do the dishes, and someone tells you have to do the dishes, right? You just get this, I don't want to do the dishes. And so you sit there and you stew in it. Then you finally get up and you begrudgingly get up and do these dishes, right? And then you go to sit back on the couch and you're exhausted because you just had all the anxiety and the pushing against doing them and all that sort of stuff. But if you sat on that couch and nobody told you, in other words, your mind didn't tell you have to do this, whatever this is next, and you just sat there and you were presently in the moment, watching your program, not thinking about anything, and then all of a sudden, I really feel like cleaning up. I just feel like making this place all sparkly for everyone. How cool would that be? So then you just get up and you're in this higher, happier energy. You still do the dishes, but you're in a lighter frequency, and that lighter frequency that you move through with is the higher dimensions. These are the higher dimensions that we are starting to ground, but we're coming from a different perspective, and I really want us to focus in on that at the moment. And that is going to because you as the one that is shifting the energy into that, it's going to, like pulling a thread on a sack, just pull all of the ancestral programming, karma, whatever it is that everyone else went on, because they see you doing it from a lighter expression of yourself and loving who you are. And then it doesn't, they can also change their mindset as well, even if they are passed over still, or whether they are reborn or whatever, there's this link that we all have together. It's like in the end it is that we are all one, and the one that has is God's source energy itself, has gone on every single journey. Okay, so we are into relaxation. See, as soon as you relax, they're showing me something I used to teach people in my head. So it was this. There was a card on Osho where he had this juggling act going, where people felt like they had to have all the balls in the air just in case. I have to have all these balls in the air and make sure that I got all of this covered, all of that, everything's done properly and just in case. And I said, let all those balls drop on the ground, just completely forget them, but allow your spark of self to see the ball that you need to pick up in the right time. And it's interesting, sometimes logically it would be another ball. Oh my God, this person's coming around, I've got to pick up that, I've got to go, I don't know, clean the house or whatever. And for some reason you don't do that. You pick up that I've got to knit this pair of socks, or whatever. I'm just making up stuff here. Knit this pair of socks instead. Okay, and I'm not going to clean the house even though this person's coming. And then when they turn up, they need the socks, if you get what I mean. You know what I'm saying, and that was a really funny, pretty lame story in my imagination, but at least it's making me laugh. Any case, it's like we're trusting that everything that we go to do in the moment is going to be the right thing for us to move through into a better reality. And we're no longer, when you're holding all the balls in the air, it's very stressful, it's very tiring, and that's where all that lethargicness is coming from. When you let everything go in your mind and go, you know what, I'm going to trust this day, and I'm going to allow myself to pick up the things that I really love in the moment. This is where we're allowed to relax. We're allowed to come into relaxation. He's not going to pick up anything until he feels a spontaneous drive to do it, and then he will, because you won't want to relax forever. The only reason why we feel lethargic and not like doing anything is because we're constantly in our monkey mind, stressed out, trying to appease everybody and feel like we're forced to do things. And anyone that does come up to you and tells you that you have to do something is because you've already been playing that game within your mind anyway. You've already been telling yourself you have to do it. They're just a mere reflection of that mind game that you've been pulling over you anyway. Okay, what else have we got that's popping out here? I'm not going to take those because I felt like it was my clumsy fingers more than spirit. Okay. Any more interesting messages, or do we go to tarot? We got one more that's come out. Okay, sensitivity and strength, tapping the forces within. This is exactly what I'm talking about. It gives you more strength. It gives you space within your mind, and it gives you clarity of where to go to next. Things don't feel so heavy. Life doesn't feel so heavy when you start trusting. You start trusting yourself to do what you need to do in the right moment. I'm not saying that if you don't, and I've said this before, if you promise something, you need to fulfill that promise, because in that moment that you promise something, you're already aligning yourself with the fact that you're going to follow through. A promise is a promise, right? So don't go promising things and then telling other people, oh, I really felt at this moment it shouldn't have been done. Hello, you shouldn't have promised in the first place. So you're not in alignment at all. Yeah, that's kind of like one of those spiritual outlets that I've seen people do. It's terrible because it's not respecting self or the other person. And we need to learn to respect who we are and what we say, and our words mean what we say and what we think. Okay, so we're going to go into tarot and see what the tarot comes up with. Everything's cold today. It's really wintry at the moment here. I did have a heater, but then I gave it to my daughter to wake up with. I should just go buy another heater, right? Anyway, the world's come out. This is not just you that's going through this. This is, you might be starting it. You might be an instigator. You might be somebody who's going to shift us into a whole new game here. But the whole world is going to be going through this somewhere, somehow. Everyone is going to have to find their own way of stepping in out of the illusion that the only thing that exists is outside of us. And to bring it back to how we feel and moving into a feeling vibrational world. And when we come back to feeling, then what else are we going to do but create a life that's surrounding us, a utopia surrounding us that feels good? It's because we've been ignoring our feelings and we've been ignoring our feelings and listening to others tell us, dictate to us how we're supposed to live in this body, live in this world. And all we're doing is propping up their expectations of what they want. They're coming from their own lack. And so they want us to do everything that gives them the wealth that they require, if you get what I mean. I'm getting into worldly events there. What else is coming up that we need to bring up for these new energies aligning us with the ascension process? Ascension process. This is a personal, unique thing to you too. This is something that's uniquely you. You live in your mind and how you create your reality. And so you need to take that understanding back that no one else at the moment can hear your thoughts because we're not telepathic yet. So let's just align with what we really feels right for us and in our own minds, because this path that you're carving is a direct reflection of how you feel about yourself anyway. And if you feel anxiety or feeling small or feel like you're not worthy or something like that, it's because it's because of the ancestral program that you're literally breaking through. There's a breakthrough that I feel is happening, that we are pushing ourselves past the original program that has been held in humanity's consciousness for eons. And that's not an easy task, to be gentle on yourself as well, but it is going to happen. Because the reason why I can say that absolutely is because we are thinking it and therefore we are moving towards it. I am speaking it and therefore we are moving towards it. And so that is the path we are carving. If we recognize that how we feel is the most important thing, then that is enough for us to tip the scale into away from the old program. I'll just see what fell out. Look what fell out. It was upside down when I was channeling. The Fool card. The Fool card is literally that jumping off that cliff. Trusting oneself through this, being the leader, the guiding light, and doing and seeing life through different eyes, different perspective, challenging the status quo, breaking free of limited programming and thoughts, and discovering ourselves again in the void. There is a void that's happening here right now, a place of unknown existence. Who am I? Where am I going to go? What am I going to do with me? What would I love to see in my reality? They want us to think big, on a bigger scale, and trust. Anything is possible. Everything is possible. And so when the fool jumps off the cliff, to be carried by the winds into a very soft landing is his, and now they're showing me, I suppose it's sort of natural, they're showing me that there's another example with an Avatar when I've forgotten her name, that she was one of the cat people in Avatar. I'm not very good with names. And she jumped off onto these plants, and she jumped with knowing that she would always, even though she couldn't see beyond the first big massive leaf, she jumped knowing she would be carried. She jumped knowing she would feel safe. She jumped knowing that those plants were going to and her universe and everything around her was going to be there for her. Where he just jumped from his logical mind of, I don't think this is going to work, and this is not going to feel good, and I'm never going to find that next leaf, and oh my God, and he just went dong, 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 and hurt himself as he fell, picks himself up, shakes himself off, where she's just landed very gracefully. And this is what we're learning to do, is land gracefully on our feet, without so much energy. And the energy is literally being wasted away by our mind trying to juggle everything and predict everything. It cannot predict everything. It cannot. It's impossible. So we have to learn to trust what to let go of, even if it seems like the best thing in the world. We've got to learn to trust, if we really feel a pinch, to know I'm moving towards something else, to do that. It's not the easiest, but it will be the grandest awakening for humanity when we get this. The Knave of Pentacles is just dropped out. So a gift is coming, something new in your life, a fresh perspective maybe. And it's a tangible thing that's outside of us. It's like the literal thought of moving into something better will, in reflection, bring us something tangible. So there might be something on offer. Receive it well. It's interesting. Okay. Phoenix, it's exactly what I need to hear right now. Thank you. You're very welcome. Yeah, nothing else is more important than how we feel. It isn't, because how you feel is your life. It is you living. That is the be all in the end, isn't it? Okay, what other cards are going to come through? Oh, look what just dropped out there, the Devil. The Devil is representing in this moment the holding on to those things we think are good for us. And I'm not talking like, I'm talking about like moving with people that, say for instance, look like they could help you because they have the right means, they have the business, they have everything, but they're in a lower frequency. And then our logical mind will go, but we still should go with them because they have all of that. They have all of the business, they have the money, they have everything. So we should still go with them, right? And then you go with them and you find out that you just kind of disregarded, or you're put in a corner, or you've been asked to make cups of tea and you're really feeling pretty pitiful about yourself. This card to me is asking us to really acknowledge our feelings when it comes to something that looks pretty on the outside, but really isn't aligned with your soul's mission to find peace within yourself. Yeah. Okay. It is the bravest of souls that trust. It is the bravest of souls that trust. I think that's all they wanted to say. I thought there was going to be more to that one. Okay. 7 of Pentacles. We have like your personal guide And we have the Seven of Pentacles as somebody who's looking at everything he's worked for, and then this guy. This is literally representing the soul. Like, this guide is literally representing the soul, and we have it out. To me, this is very similar card coming out twice as the same story of us trusting our soul now. Even the man in the picture looks the same. One man is looking at everything that he's worked for, and he's like, do I keep on working? Do I keep on going and doing what everybody told me I should do so that I could make progress and climb up this physical ladder? Or do I look up and see that my soul is pointing me in a totally different direction that's making my life a lot easier, and I'm actually going to be a lot happier in that reality? I'm, following that path. Yeah. There's very much trust your soul energy at the moment with these messages coming through. And also, they did want to bring up that when we do break through, like, we are going to shift a lot. It's not just going to be our own story that we shift. The reason why they say it's not going to be just our own story that we shift is because when we shift our story, our perspective shifts. And when our perspective shifts, our reflection that comes to us shifts. And what's our reflection? It's all the other people that are within our reality. And all of a sudden, they get to align themselves with a better version of themselves to reflect you. So you're literally shifting mountains. You're literally shifting everybody by shifting yourself, because they no longer have the responsibility to reflect the doubt and the anger and the pushing and all of that. They're now reflecting the, oh my God, she's just doing so well because she feels so happy and light within herself. And I'm freed up to literally give my piece of the puzzle to her to expand even more. It's like that's how the soul families start to unite and come together. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to pick up I'll show the screen. They're screaming at me, but standing out. They're standing out. Okay, what else? What other cards want to help us with this ascension process that we are all taking, that's watching my show at the moment? Yeah. Take up space, take up space. They keep saying take up space. In other words, do what you need to do in the time that you feel good at doing it. Don't go, don't logify it anymore. If you have something that you need to fulfill in the moment, don't say to yourself, oh no, I'll leave that till tomorrow, because then the right people are going to be around for me to share that with. Do it in the moment. Do it in the moment. And trust that game. So it could be that you end up, because you're coming from loving yourself in the moment, that you actually do more. Instead of hoarding something to yourself, hoarding an energy of, I'll save that for a better time. They want you to express it in the moment, how you feel to express it in the moment. No more holding back. As the feelings come, use the feelings. As the passion comes, use the passion. Don't say, I have to savor. You can't savor that. That is the moment that it happens in. If you try to savor it for the next day and then share it, literally feel like they're telling me a message at the moment. Sorry, but it's definitely for all of us. Like, beyond illusion. Beyond illusion is understanding that there is a way. There's a lot more ways in this in this on this path or this journey that we're taking, as we are born into a human form, there's a lot more ways to use our bodies, to use this beautiful Gaia, this earth, to use the story, to carve a new story. There's a lot more ways, and when we are beyond the illusion that it's a very limited conceptual, I don't even know if that's a word, but anyway, it's what's coming up. It's not a limited reality. We believe it is, and so it is, but there is unlimited possibilities held within the imagination, which was knocked down and out of us when we were young through the programming. But it actually is our biggest gift, carving the next path, and it holds many, many gems of interest to allow us to be guided through these energies into something brand new, utopia, bringing utopia on earth, which is your utopia. It's special to you. It's unique to you. It doesn't matter what it looks like to the outside world. It is unique to you. And that could be anything, right? And then consciousness, becoming aware of oneself, fully aware of oneself. They're taking me to the Matrix when the Oracle showed Neo the sign above the door and asked him if he knew who he was. Do I know? It's something to do with know thyself. Thyself meaning not just what you think, but how you feel in this world. And to know thyself is to know the power of oneness within oneself. To consciously be awake is to realize that we are carving our own path through the essence of oneness or God or prime creator or whatever. And our path is uniquely needed for the whole, because you are the whole as well. It's one of those messages that are coming from oneness. So any case, let's see what else comes up. Okay. Grass is not always green on the other side. Yeah. Grass is not always green on the other side. No, it's an illusion. The grass is greener on the other side. Yeah, good on you, Libby. That would be the illusion. That's like seeing a mirage of water before you, and as you get closer and closer to it, because you're so thirsty and you so want water, that you're going to trust this mirage that's in front of you, instead of sitting still and saying to self, show me the best way to get to the water. It's literally they're telling me almost to close our eyes of the outside world for a little bit in this void, to close our eyes of the outside world, so that we can feel into what really is going to make us happy, what really will take us down the right path. Yeah. Okay, see what else comes up from Osho, the master. Yeah. This came out last week, I swear. I'm sure it came out last week, or I'm pretty sure it did. Anyway, yeah, we're stepping into mastering ourselves, fully mastering ourselves. No longer playing the poor me illusional game. Okay, something might have come in your reality that didn't work out. Take a deep breath and realize that when you've surrendered to the universe, it was going to show you something way, 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 way better. And it's not something that you can logify. The logic has taken too much power. It's trying to push us into a limited mindset, because it is a limited mindset. Logic's job is the fact that is the program that we are in this separated world where everything is tangible and material and all of that. Yeah, and I just realized my picture behind me is a bit crooked, I think. Oh, never mind. Me and my Virgo traits, right? Maybe that's a sign, right? We're a little bit crooked at the moment. And that's okay. That's okay. Maggie, I remember Oshay was here last week. Yeah, I did do these cards last week. These cards are the most powerful cards I've ever had. They helped me through some very, very hard times, tough times. Okay, is there another message? So literally, it's okay to be crooked. It's okay to not know all the answers, to be showing up as something different, to be outside the box. And there's a lot of young ones that are around that do that, like in their 20s now, when they were born in the 2000s, and they're literally stepping into such uniqueness. Yeah, I've seen them do things that I would never have thought to do in my 20s, that's for sure. Okay, so we've got to get out of our heads of projecting who we are and trusting the outside world is showing us who we are. We've got to get out of the projections. Stop expecting someone to be happy when they're not. Stop expecting someone to be grumpy when they're not. But trust your feelings. It's literally you that's grumpy or happy or trying to force the outside world to be that, to become that, so that you can have a confirmation in yourself of, yeah, it's okay because they're that. It's like that's a projection. Well, you might be angry in yourself and you're like putting on a fake smile, and then all you see in the other person is anger, and yet they're not even angry. This is the problem. This is the projection. This is us looking for ourselves outside ourselves. And then with it, though, came maturity, which is the Master card again. It's very similar. This is the master of one's mind. This is the maturity of everything. I think this is like the 10 of Pentacles, something like that. But this is maturity, means that you are completely responsible for everything that you think, feel, say, do. Everything that you are responsible for. That is the maturity of humanity going into a new level of awareness or consciousness. We are learning to take the reins to our own reality. The other thing that they're bringing up is they're showing me like a motorway, and on that motorway is all these cars going past, right? And there's a bypass. Say, for instance, your soul, your right hemisphere, your feminine side is the car that's wanting to get in on the motorway, but there's too many thoughts, too many monkey minds going past, and it has to stop and wait. That's why they're asking us to clear these thoughts of what ifs, just shush for a moment to allow the soul to come in onto the motorway and be, and that's the happy card. Now they're showing me there's like KFC. When I was young, there was an advert with Hugo and it had these happy people in this car. Hugo said, you go. And I said, no, you go. I'm showing my age here because it was a long time ago when KFC first came out, right, in New Zealand, a long time ago. but it's like that's the happy car that's the happy car that wants to go on the bypass. It wants to guide us. But we have to stop thinking that we need a lot of thoughts to carry out. Oh, if I have as many thoughts as I can, if I think of everything, I'll catch it. No, it just clogs the motorway. It clogs your path up. And then you cannot feel anymore because all you're doing is getting stuck on this motorway, slowing down because there's too many thoughts. It's a really good polarity of because we can all understand trying to get on a bypass, right? On a motorway from a bypass. Yeah. That's what our minds are doing, and that's what we've got to stop doing. Okay. I'll pick one more card out, and then we will go into our free readings. So, yeah. Okay. And I think I'll just use tarot. A moment. I might use these cards. Okay. So what? Sorry, I was off with the fairies there for a second. I forgot that I was live. Okay. One more card coming out for the oracle. I'm going to do an animal shamanic. I really lost myself for a minute there. I'm getting so used to these lives that it's just like, oh yeah. Okay, here we go. Animal shamanic card for the energies at the moment, please. We have two that's coming out. They want us to be graceful. Swan, grace. You will glide across the waters of my soul. You who glides across the waters of my soul, bring me your wisdom and light. Help me transform into elegance and grace. Inspire me with dignity and spirit of beauty. And that's literally what we're moving into, the gracefulness of a swan and the power of that. That's very powerful. Plus, we have regeneration, lizard. As a survivor, you are unparalleled. No matter what happens, you can adapt. Embrace your transformation. Put on a new cloak. You are the master of regeneration. And how opposites are these animals too? Like, really feel this one's the grounded animal that walks, the material world, and this one's like the soul, and they came out together. So we've got to acknowledge both sides. It's not that we poo-poo, the material world, but we do need to have a space for allowing the soul to come in and have its say. Otherwise, we just keep going round and round in circles, like chasing the tail of the snake kind of thing. Okay. The Smoker show was so good. Enjoyed it. Fairy spun around in sparkles. More show. Oh, the more show was so good. I enjoyed it. The fairy spun around you in sparkles. I saw a flash when I was doing that show. I saw a flash. I saw something. Yeah, it was really interesting. I might have to rewatch it and just try to find that piece again. It wasn't one of the easiest interviews I've done, but I'm really proud of myself. So of how I held that. Yeah, there was definitely guidance there. I stepped into my power. It was a beautiful. If anyone wants to see it, it's on the More Show anyway. That's my latest interview with him. And I will go on Jeff Mana's show probably this weekend or next weekend as well. I'm just feeling into it. That's coming up. And I also have another interview with Robert as well, and with Natalie in her show. So there's a few interviews still coming up. Saw them around you. Wow, Cherie, I'm going to have another look. Thank you, Yannicka. Thank you. And thank you guys for all your support. Really excellent. He is a sweetheart, isn't he? Okay, here we go. So let's open up for a free reading, right? Anyone who wants a free reading, just say thanks, yes, or whatever. Typical skeptic podcast show. Yes, Robert Carlyle. Yes, I keep forgetting his last name. Thank you guys for sharing that. Okay, so we have, I'll just go for Cherie first. Cherie, something that you're not seeing correct. It's like all of a sudden I felt like I couldn't, I can see, but something in front of you that you're not seeing its true value of, or something interesting. Oh, look, and then you get the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups. It's like there's things falling away from you, and it could be quite frustrating to see that happen, but it's because they want something to stand out. And when that something stands out that you haven't been seeing as the value of it, when you take back the value of that, it's going to lead you in a much better position. It's literally that cup holds your soul's desires more than you thought, more than the mind thought or you thought. So yeah, there's something coming up. Oh, now I can see better again. It's really interesting that, like, you literally was not seeing something in front of you. So it's like if anything is falling away from you at the moment, it's literally doing that so that something shows up brighter. Let's see. I'm going to shuffle these cards this way. Let's see. I'll just get one more. That's it. Six of Cups has come out for you. Literally see you sitting pretty. There's something that you've acknowledged in yourself. Interesting. It's like a follow-up of the Five of Cups. But this time you're like, I get it. I'm happy. There's something coming that's going to make you happy now. These cards are a little bit big, so I'm going to grab these ones. Liz, still on Liz. They want you to dip your foot in the water with something. It's actually a blessing of truth coming your way. A blessing of truth. Could be channeling your soul's messages, or divine messages coming your way, and you've finally, well, it's like you're cleared enough to be able to get that clarity coming in for you. Okay, Jennifer Jones. It's interesting. I feel like I'm a little off with the fairies today. Like they say, more in my right hemisphere. Obviously, I am when I am channeling, but even more so today. But it's okay. It's okay. Anyway, Jennifer. Jennifer Jones. What's going to come for you? We have the fight. We have a couple of cards that's fallen out here. Okay. Oh, we have the Five of Pentacles and feeling a little bit left out in the cold, or I literally see ice, like, yeah, before even these cards fell out, I was directed to ice, and I feel like this is literally feeling like a lift out in the cold. But I do feel you're going to you're going to get some help. Somebody's coming in to offer you an emotional support, and that will help you see that you are your true value, that you are allowed to go be in move into life in a much better position. Sometimes we literally have to hit almost a feeling of rock bottom, or a feeling of things not kind of going our way, so that we can really see what we truly desire, and who we truly are from the inner core, and the value of ourselves. And sometimes, yeah, our boat gets rocked a little, and we do feel. And also, they're telling me that you could feel like this outsider too, because as a guide, or somebody who is going to move and shift things, or shift energy, you can sometimes feel like, when you're a guide, you're the first one that carves the path. When you're the first one that carves the path, you're alone, right? Because that's the first one that does it, that takes a stand, that does something different. Okay. Who else have we got? Very overwhelming with it all. Yeah. Okay, Christina, something flew out for you. The Queen of Chalice, reaching your self-satisfaction, reaching it, but because it did flip out upside down, but I turned it up the right way, because I feel like no way you're going to. Yeah, you're coming into your power. This is really nice. So you have the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Cups is someone who is understanding their emotional needs now and supporting that. I need to support my emotional needs. Someone who is supporting and nurturing their wisdom, the truth that they speak and who they are, and not being afraid anymore to come forth with it. And also you've got the King of Pentacles. So literally this is going to bring you material wealth, stable material wealth. The king always knows what to hold on to, what to let go of, but he always has the ability to, he always has something of substance around him that makes him feel abundant. Yeah, so there's maybe something coming into for you of abundance, because you're stepping into your power and supporting you. How do you step into your power? That's you supporting yourself, supporting who you are, and saying, I need this. This is me nurturing myself. And so I'm going to do it. I'm going to say it. I'm going to allow it to happen in my life. So this week be a good one for you to step into that power, because it's going to bring you an actual physical offering, if that's the case. Who else have we got here? Libby, you have the King of Swords. So a real cutting through anything that is of deception. I'm going, nah, not listening to it anymore. I'm taking my reins. I'm standing my ground. I am speaker of truth. I am holder of wisdom. I can see right through you. And then you have the Seven of Swords in reverse. So upright Seven of Swords is trying to carry too much, and even like he's had to leave two swords and put them in the ground, because it's just too many things to carry. And so in upside down, I would say that you are letting go of a lot more in your mind than before, and trusting a lot more now, because this is going to move you onto a different trajectory. They're telling me trajectory. Me and my English, I'm not good at English. Failed miserably at English. Who else have we got? Christina G. Oh, I don't know why. Okay, I'm doing it. Like, these cards are falling out everywhere because everything's slippery and cold, but pick this one up and they said, no, take it. So I'm taking it. 8 of Wands. Fast-moving intensity. Having an idea and going for it. Just, that's it. I'm doing this. I'm not listening anymore to even my own thoughts of self-doubt and triggering fear games within my mind. I'm going to do this. And it's like when you take that rein and you move forward with passion and desire, everything will start to fall into place a lot easier for you as well. Magician card. Yeah, you have all the tools needed to be able to release the monkey mind that's tugging on. He doesn't even listen to that friggin' monkey anymore. He's like, I know my power. I'm standing in front of these people. I'm being me. I love who I am. I have source energy, the soul, which is that figure of 8 there. And I'm not listening to my monkey mind anymore, even though it's tugging. I just flick it off. It's not worth it. In the end, that monkey mind will have to go somewhere else. So there's something that that literally keep bringing me back to the monkey mind with you. So you're dropping that in order for you to move forward. Yeah. And new decisions are going to be made as well, because the 2 of Swords is on the back of the pack as well. Okay, guys, I'm going to have to leave it there because I have to take my daughter to the train. Love you. And don't forget, I will keep on doing some channel messages this week. So I'll go live and so forth to see what happens this week with my videos and everything, and all the interviews that I've got going on. Love you heaps. Also, before you go, right, very, very, very quickly, I am doing a really powerful, amazing job on my next classes. So I'm going to do these classes, and I'm probably going to do it as a subscription onto my YouTube, so that there's many more people with not so much money that's needed, but it's I want to get these classes out to the world. So I'm doing a really professional job with it, spending a lot of time ironing it all out and making sure that it's in line with spirit. And I do a big amount of channeling with them, so that there's channel messages coming out on specific topics like telepathy, telekinesis, all of those things, astral traveling, premonitions, all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, really excited about that, because I just felt like with the classes that I started with, it was a great start. Don't get me wrong, we had fun, but I just feel like it was time constraint, too much time constraint. So I'm going to do it this way, so that it's out free for everyone to just join in and be part of. Okay, love you guys heaps. Bye.